everybody, and welcome to BookTubeAthon Day 5. I have read, how many pages have I read today? I think like 10, but it's only like 12:30, so we're fine. And I also had to read like the 15 that I didn't read, no, the 20 that I didn't read yesterday. So the challenge for today is to create a class reading list based on any kind of class that you could take or would want to take or might take or whatever. And today I thought that a fun thing that we could do is talk about the concept of imagination and the ideology. I'm going to say ideology many times in this video, and I don't know if I'm using it right. The ideology behind imagination. So I didn't say, I'm not in my room. I am aware. I'm in this lovely couch. It's not a couch, it's a chair. Because it's comfortable here, okay? Yeah, okay. I picked a few books, and yeah. So basically, all of these books, I'm going to hold them this way. All of these books sort of have to do with imagination, and mostly imagination in youth. Not mostly, entirely. Imagination in youth, and you can see a lot of the titles. But yeah, let's get into it. The first one that I would assign is Gregory the Overlander. I would just assign the first one, by Suzanne Collins. It talks about these children who are like thrown into this underland, and they sort of have to fight and protect the underland. And I think that this would be a really interesting book to read for this topic, because this situation would not work if you threw adults into the situation, and I think that you would see the way that his imagination helps him and aids him in being able to save this underland, and that his imagination is not something that stops him, but it's more of a driving factor. Next book that I would want to do is Pish Posh. It doesn't have a dust jacket, I know. Pish Posh by Ellen Potter. This is basically about a girl who is very grown up at 11. She acts like an adult, and so she's sort of opened up to imagination throughout the book, and she works with this girl who is a spy, and she steals things for a living. And so the main character, whose name escapes me, Clara. Right. So Clara wants to steal something, so she teams up with this spy girl, this villain, and they work together to go do it. And Clara has to step outside of her comfort zone and re-become a child a lot throughout this book. She has to have childish ways, and she learns a lot about the way that she was when she was younger, and the way that imagination sort of drove her as well. I think that this course could also be titled Why Being a Child is Cool, and Why It's Good, and How You Lose Your Childish Ambitions, but I think imagination is a big part of that. The next one that I have is again an Ellen Potter book. I was like, all of Ellen Potter's books basically fit into this, but Olivia Kidney by Ellen Potter. Again, there's 3 of these books, but I would just assign the first. So Olivia can talk to ghosts, she discovers. Like, she can actually talk to them, and she can do it really, really well. And I think in the same way as the Gregor book, she has to use her imagination to be able to become the hero of the story, and it's not something that she would be able to do if she was older and didn't have such a forceful imagination. Olivia kind of has to embrace her youthful side and use her crazy ideologies and her imagination and all of those things to be able to embrace her skills. And I think that it's not as present in this one, it's more present in the second one, but yeah, and this one is all about stories and imagination, and if these stories were heard by someone without imagination, it wouldn't go over as well, and I think that this could be beneficial. 2 extras that I wanted to have, but don't really fit. The first one being Harry Potter, and I think in the same way, if you said to someone who wasn't 11, you're a wizard, Harry, you'd be like, babe, no I'm not. And I think that you could use that sort of in this as well. And also with Harriet the Spy, which I haven't read, but I think that this could work as well, because Harriet has to use her imagination to be a spy. And yeah, so these 2 are just kind of extras, but I think that Harry Potter would be kind of repetitive because it's all about like, I have 2 books that are just like, you couldn't be able to fulfill this quest if you didn't have imagination. So that'd be kind of repetitive. Harriet the Spy, I also haven't read it, so I think it was just kind of like, yeah, that makes sense, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I gotta get back to reading, and so do you. So I hope you have a really great day, and I hope you read your daily goal. Read is not what I meant to say, but that works. I hope you read and reach your daily goal, and why do I look like I'm on the cover of a magazine or something? Of like a doctor magazine.